Autoline Daily is brought to you by Dow Automotive Systems. Learn how we can help you arrive at cost-effective and innovative solutions to your toughest industry challenges at dowautomotive.com.
Here are today's top headlines. Ford earns $2,700 more per car. Nissan dumps $500 million into more battery production. And a first look at the new Cobra Jet Mustang. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Tuesday, November 3rd, 2009, and now the news. Yesterday, we reported that Ford earned nearly $1 billion in net profit for the third quarter. Now we've got some more details. Bloomberg reports that Ford is now getting $2,700 more per vehicle than before, largely through cutting back on sales incentives. The AP reports Ford wants extra time to pay back some of the $10 billion it borrowed and is offering higher interest payments to do that. It also wants to sell $3.3 billion in stock, all with the idea of maintaining and growing its cash hoard. In Brazil, Fiat's asking the government to continue tax incentives for cars, which have greatly boosted sales. Fiat says sales in all of Brazil would grow 3 to 10% next year if those incentives continue, Bloomberg reports, and that would total up to 3.1 to 3.4 million units. Fiat is the largest automaker in Brazil. It also has one of the largest car factories in the world there. The Fiat plant in Betim produces about 1 million cars a year. A state-owned Chinese oil company is considering building battery charging stations throughout China. According to the Wall Street Journal, the China National Offshore Oil Company is looking at creating a network of charging stations where drivers would swap out batteries for a fully charged one. The plan is similar to a company called Better Place, which is developing swapping stations in Israel and Denmark. Chinese oil companies have been encouraged by the government to seek alternative energy initiatives in order to reduce emissions and to become more energy independent. And speaking of batteries, Nissan will invest over $500 million to boost battery production for its partner Renault. According to the AFP, Nissan will use part of the money to upgrade a plant in Japan to make lithium-ion batteries for Renault, and the rest of the money will be invested to build a new battery plant in France. That plant's expected to open in 2012 and will supply batteries for up to 60,000 vehicles. Over the last decade, Hyundai has relentlessly expanded. Continuing its push, Autoblog reports that the company just opened its fourth R&D center outside of Korea. Located in India, this one will focus on developing small cars. In other Hyundai news, Autoblog reports the company is thinking about advanced telematics systems like GM's OnStar and Ford's Sync. The company is using focus groups to come up with a name for such a system. Hyundai came up with a couple of its own, including Ring, Fuse, and Emerge. This new technology could debut on the upcoming Equus sedan. Wards reports GM is adding VVT, variable valve timing, to base V8s in 2010 model year pickup trucks. 4.8 and 5.3 liter engines finally get the technology, which has been offered on the company's larger power plants for some time. The automaker estimates that VVT cuts fuel consumption by around 2%. In other V8 news, Ford finally announced output numbers for its all-new 6.2-liter engine, which will be offered as an option on the Raptor F-150 early next year. It should deliver 411 horsepower and 434 pound-feet of torque. And speaking of V8 power, let's give you the first look at Ford Racing's new Cobra Jet Mustang right after this. Ford is doing a limited production version of the Cobra Jet Mustang that's going to debut today at the SEMA show. But they pulled the wraps off the car to give us a sneak preview, and Jeff Gilbert from WWJ News Radio 950 gave us this report of what it's all about.
It's the kind of demonstration that makes an impression. and the 2010 Ford Cobra Jet Mustang was a little too fast for my amateur camera work. This is an update of a vehicle that Ford brought out in 2008 as the 40th anniversary version of the original Ford Cobra Jet, a 1968 hot rod that is still legendary on the drag racing circuit. They're hoping to create a new legend.
This car comes equipped with our 475 horsepower Super Cobra Jet 5.4 liter. This one's equipped with an automatic transmission, but they also come with a racing transmission, Liberty 5-speed.
They gave us a peek under the sheet at Ford Racing's garage, taking us on a full walk around of this one-of-a-kind vehicle.
This has our 5.4 Super Cobra Jet engine in it.
They're calling it the SEMA Special, which is making its public debut at the 2010 SEMA Aftermarket Show in Las Vegas. All of the others will be white. Ford is only making 50 copies of the 2010 Cobra Jet Mustang. All are already spoken for. They'll start production in January, at least starting life on the same assembly line as the regular Ford Mustang. And you know what? This kind of vehicle could put a brand new halo on the Ford Mustang.
Keeping performance in Ford is just a great thing, and we do get a lot of attention from it. We do get a lot of attention from the sanctioning bodies and the true performance customers that really are just anxious to see us stay involved in racing and make something really cool like what we're able to do here.
Ford figures of the 50 Cobra Jet Mustangs that they build, about half will be raced, the other will never see the light of a drag strip. Instead, they'll go into private collections. For Autoline Daily and WWJ, I'm Jeff Gilbert.
The SEMA show opens today, so you'll start seeing all kinds of reports about this car. And thanks again to Jeff Gilbert from WWJ for providing us his report. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.